Civil responsibility. Civil responsibility is the responsibility of each and every citizen given to them through their rights. More specifically, these are our responsibilities we obtain through laws, amendments, and legislation. These aren't enforced, though. They are laws that give us a chance to participate and have a voice in our country's government. Civil responsibilities entail all of the responsibilities of a citizen as given to them through the Constitution, laws, and legislation. There are many responsibilities given to each citizen, like voting, the draft, and jury duty are some of the most important responsibilities of a citizen. These civil responsibilities allow us to see how we are given the responsibility to use our rights given to us. As seen in the graph, these responsibilities stem from the rights of a citizen as specified through the Constitution, laws, and legislation. These responsibilities work together as gears that allow our democratic country to work smoothly. These responsibilities allow us to have a voice and to help fight for justice within our country. Through our Constitution, our government has created a democratically elected government to allow the people to have an equal say in their government. Under Article 5 of the Constitution, any man or woman of any race may vote once registered at the age of 18 or older in the United States of America. We are given this right through 3 amendments in the article. The 15th Amendment, which bans voting discrimination based on race or color. The 19th Amendment, which bans voting discrimination based on sex. The 23rd Amendment, which sets the amount of electoral votes for each area. The 24th Amendment, which states that citizens' voting rights can't be denied due to a poll tax. And the 26th Amendment, which allows all citizens 18 and up to register to vote. These amendments allow us to freely vote. They allow us to vote despite discrimination and poll tax, to let our voice be heard in the polls. Though these amendments were given the right to vote, this right allows us to have a voice in our government. It becomes our responsibility and our choice to vote and that our voice be heard in our government. Jury duty is the appointment of citizens as impartial jurors in a legal proceeding. Our appointment as jurors is to allow us to have a voice in the judicial system by letting us be the final decider upon legal proceedings. A jury pool can be selected through multiple ways. It can be chosen through random drawings from registered voters, registered drivers, and registered taxpayers. Jury selection begins by a random drawing from the community, usually done by drawing randomly from a list of registered voters. The jurors are then questioned to ensure an impartial jury is given to the defendant, so that their right to a fair trial is not lost. These jurors are given times and places to be for their specific case they are presiding on. This process ensures that the defendant has a fair trial as given to him in the Sixth Amendment. At one point in our history, women were excluded from the jury. After the Supreme Court case, Taylor v. Louisiana, it was found that if a jury didn't include people of different sexes and races, then it was unequal and thus violated the citizen's right to a fair trial. Through our right to a fair trial and right to trial by jury, we are given the responsibility to attend jury duty as mandated. This allows us to have a voice in the courts and to help uphold our rights by upholding other citizens' rights. The draft is the registration of all citizens aged 18 to 25 for potential military conscription. This is required by law once you turn 18 years old. You are given 30 days to register before you are 5. In 1940, President Roosevelt created the Selective Training and Service Act, which created the first peacetime draft. This lasted from 1940 to 1973 as new soldiers took old soldiers' places. In 1973, the military switched to an all-volunteer service, replacing the draft. The selective service system was then created to allow a mandatory draft in a time of need. The selective service system in our country's system for controlling the draft list of citizens for possible military conscription. This is our country's contingency plan for immediate need of troops, such as in the case of war abruptly starting. The United States uses a voluntary military force as of 1973. When we become old enough to register for the draft, it becomes our responsibility to serve our country in war. This is our responsibility to protect our country by fighting for them if a time of need arises.